Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome back. I hope you're all doing really well and you've had a fantastic week. I'm Lindsay, your host of the Heavy Metal Journal and writer for the Moshville Times. And today I am back with New Metal Monday, where I talk about my favourite new releases of the week. And today I have 3 brand new albums, 1 EP, and my track of the week to talk about. So let's jump straight into these. Okay, so first up on today's list, I have Ashen with Leave the Flesh Behind. And this is the second studio album from the Australian death metal band. Punishing grooves, really intense, brutal riffs, insane blast beats, dense bass lines, and the guttural growls are incredibly deep and demonic. This is muscular and monolithic in nature. It's a massive album and I absolutely loved it. What I really loved about this album is, yes, it is old school death metal with a modern approach, but they've created this really heavy, morbid and evil feeling atmosphere, not just with the instrumentation, but throughout you do get a little bit of orchestral synth that is incredibly creepy, but it's so well placed. It's very subtle, but it does create this very dynamic atmosphere to the album. Another thing I really like about this album is how they alternate between this brutal fury and mid-tempo groove stomps, and it really keeps you on your toes. It's a really fun album to listen to, but it is brutally, ridiculously heavy. The guitars in this album are incredible. The riffs are spiraling, the solos are screaming, and it's melodically rich, but when I say melodic, it's harsh melodics. There's nothing fluffy about this album, it goes incredibly hard. This band are definitely one to watch out for, and they are most certainly one of the best up-and-coming modern death metal bands. I absolutely loved their debut, Ritual of Ash, which was released back in 2023, but I like this one even more. So if you are a fan of the likes of Frozen Soul, Dismember, Bloodbath, definitely check this one out. But if you're looking for a modern death metal band with an old school death metal feel, look no further. Definitely check this out, do not sleep on this one. Okay, so next up on my list I have Desaster with Kill All Idols, and this is the 10th studio album from the German blackened thrash speed metal band. Now these guys know exactly what they're doing. They're 10 albums into their career and they're still producing absolutely amazing albums. This album perfectly blends the brutal, harsh nature of black metal with the pulverizing energy of thrash metal, with a little bit of classic metal and punk thrown in there as well. The thing that really stood out to me the most about this album was how diverse it was. You do have more thrash-centered tracks and black metal-centered tracks, but then they mix it up halfway through as well, and it creates this incredibly captivating, brutally heavy and intense black and thrash metal album. It's really the kind of album that sneaks up on you and commands your attention and does not let go. But even though it's very dark and ominous and incredibly evil sounding, it's really fun as well. The thrash metal and the speed metal elements creates that very bouncy, fun atmosphere about it. But the black metal makes it evil. It just has this huge, savage presence about it, but it's catchy, it's highly addictive, and it's really going to hook you in. So if you are a fan of the likes of Bathory, Venom and Early Sodom, this one is definitely for you, but definitely check it out, especially if you are into your blackened thrash speed metal. Don't sleep on this one, this is brilliant. Okay, so next up on my list I have Panzerchrist with Maleficium Part 2. And this is the 10th studio album from the Danish black death metal band. Now, this is the second part of a double concept album, the first of which was released last year. And when I say that this goes hard, it goes incredibly hard. This goes at 1,000,000 miles per hour from the second it starts until the very end, and it does not stop. This is beyond brutal and evil. There's this foreboding presence about it, but it's the energy and the power behind it that really drew me in. The riffs are insane, the solos are screaming, the blast beats are thunderous and incredibly intense, really dense bass lines, but it's Sonya's vocal style that really grabbed my attention on this album. Her vocals are venomous, they're rasping, but they're incredibly powerful and there's a lot of emotion behind them too. Now, as with the title of the album itself, this is all centered around themes of witchcraft and specifically persecution, moral corruption, and grief to do with the witchcraft trials. And it makes a lot of reference to the Hammer of the Witches throughout. It's fiery, it's intense, it's incredibly aggressive, but it also has a lot of really cool mid-tempo stomp moments and a couple of knuckle-dragging, trudging moments that sound incredibly evil and almost suffocating. This is a fantastic, powerful album that's full of emotion and it's really going to hook you in. So if you are a fan of the likes of God Dethroned, Behemoth and Hate, you're definitely going to want to get onto this one. I loved absolutely everything about this. It melted my eardrums in the best possible way and I keep going back to it over and over again. Plus the wee history nerd in me wants to delve into the history of the witch trials as well, so thank you very much for that. Definitely check this one out. Loved everything about it. Don't sleep on this one. Okay, so now it's time for my EP of the week, and that goes to Sadistic Force with Morbid Odyssey. And this is a 5-track EP from the blackened thrash speed metal band from the US. Again, I love my blackened thrash speed metal, but this one has a lot of horror themes behind it, and it is ridiculously catchy and fun, but it's so ridiculously heavy at the same time. Neck-breaking, riff-infused, blackened thrash speed metal that really focuses on the speed, intensity, and ridiculously catchy hooks. It's high energy, it goes straight for the jugular, and it just does not let go. Lightning speed riffs, screaming solos, intense blast beats, and the vocal style is rasping and thrashy with a little bit of a blackened edge to it. The melodics are harsh, the rhythms are dense, and I loved absolutely everything to do with this EP. So if you are a fan of the likes of Midnight, Hellripper, and Wraith, you're definitely going to want to get onto this one. Definitely check it out. Plus, that album artwork is really cool too. Okay, so this week's track of the week is 1914 with 1916 The Sutrial Offensive. I am not pronouncing that correctly, but we will move swiftly on. I absolutely love the band 1914. They are a Ukrainian blackened death doom metal band, and their theme surrounds World War I and telling the story of different figures, battles, and events. Now, what I really enjoy about this band is not only do they tell the tale in their vocals, but they also manage to bring these events back to life with their music. Their music is incredibly intense, very dark and ominous. There's a lot of deep bass lines, doomy atmosphere, but the death metal and the black metal side of things brings that intensity out in it too. Definitely check this track out. I loved absolutely everything about this and I cannot wait for the new album. Well, I used to do a history series where I talked about the history behind specifically themed metal albums, and 1914 are one of the bands that I have discussed before. So if you want to check out that playlist where I delve into the historic events and figures behind 1914's previous tracks, definitely check it out. I'll have it linked on the screen somewhere on here. Somewhere, I don't know, hands are waving, and it'll also be linked in the description box below. But definitely check this band out, check out the new single, loved everything about it. And that's it for this week's very rambly New Metal Monday. Once again, comment down below to let me know what you think of today's records, and if you have any of your own recommendations, please let me know and I will definitely get them added to my list. If you use Spotify, make sure to follow the Spotify playlist that I've got linked down below, because I update that every single Monday with all of the music that I talk about on these videos. If you don't use Spotify though, I have also included the band's Bandcamp links, just so you can find the music that I'm talking about as easily as possible. If you want to follow me on social media, please feel free to do so. All of my handles are also in the description box. Also, thank you very much for everybody who has emailed me about the submission spotlight series that I'm starting soon. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I will put a little video here somewhere that you can go and check out at the end of this video. I will be starting to reply to these emails really soon, and hopefully the first submission spotlight video will go out at the end of September. Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate your support as always, and I will see you very soon in my next video.